and I'm going to ask you to make sure your microphones are on, please. And so this is where we would do the election for the committee chairman. So we will open nominations for it usually just goes for the current year, so however many meetings you guys decide to have this year, it would just be for this rest of 2025. So whoever would like to make a nomination, please go ahead.
I'll nominate Rick.
I'll nominate you.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Any other nominations? Hearing none, we will go ahead and close nominations and take a vote. All in favor of Commissioner Robbins for chairman of the Building and Grounds Committee, please say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Robbins, you can go ahead and take over the rest of the meeting, please.
Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes of February 16th, 2024.
Support. Or yeah.
Second.
Yeah. All in favor? I have no idea. I'm sure they're right. All in favor?
Yes, everybody all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I got that.
Okay, approval of the agenda, late additions or deletions.
I move we approve the agenda as presented. We don't have it.
Support.
All in favor?
Vote.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of the agenda. Any public comment? Yeah, if you want to speak, if you can, you know.
Good morning. I'm Tanya Pop from the MSU Extension Office, and I see that we are on the discussion items for today, remaining action item for bulletin board. And you're requesting a bulletin board, and just to give you some of our reasons, just so it looks a bit more professional than sticking everything in the back of our door. We actually also have it as a safety concern, as we have people standing behind the door when we're opening it, trying to read stuff. And we would use a bulletin board more for educational purposes. We have so much information that we're always trying to get out to the public. We could of course do Facebook and Instagram, but those aren't the same people necessarily that are coming to the hallway. And we really have a good response with people stopping in this year. We actually have that table out there, and we probably go through about 25% of the stuff out there regularly. So that's been really good. So people are getting more communications. It could be anything from roses to upcoming events to anything like that. So current events is a big one that we try and keep up on the board from the county as well as MSU Extension. Conservation District has a big upcoming event, I think this weekend, like a poster up on the door right now for them. So it's not just only specific to us, but it's more specific to Extension. We do like a focus. If there wasn't a lot of information put out on the bulletin board, I'd probably the information, I could change it daily or weekly for sure. 5 p.m., smart gardening, things like that. Whatever the topic of the season is, and people are trying to start a vegetable garden, you know, we have all the information right there that would say, hey, this is what you should be doing. You should get a soil test. You should be doing that. You should be doing that. And focus on those things at a specific time of year. I can integrate pest management, things like that. Anything we have out there, we have some stuff going around. It's invasive, bugs, things like that. I really want people more aware. We would put that stuff out on the bulletin board as well.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you.
So,
Any other public comment? Want to talk about your beaver?
so it's, you want to use that as a distribution type thing with pamphlets, or, I mean, you said you,
Why don't you stay there, we'll just move right on to action.
Yeah.
Item number 1, bulletin board install and relocation of photos. So, go ahead, you just stay right there if you want. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
My only thing with the bulletin board stuff is, we've got the photos and we've got, the art gallery in the hallway, which is kind of nice, and that was the environment we wanted to set up. Would it be appropriate to put the bulletin board inside the office? People could step inside the office and
We wouldn't see the traffic of people going to this office and that office, they would be stopping in to see it. Or people that are here for another night or whenever they're
Right.
here also. We had talked about putting it in different locations too, and we also do a diagnostic clinic on Wednesdays, so our doors left open with a banner up.
Yeah.
So we're worried about it being covered, and that's what people are trying to hit.
Yeah, it's just, the bulletin boards are ugly and it doesn't fit the site plan. I mean,
Right. I do see a bunch of other bulletin boards in the hallway.
Yeah, I've met with
Yeah.
you a couple times, I think, and you showed me what you would like, and the present bulletin board is behind the door, and I think when the door's open, it's out or is it in? I don't remember. It's out, isn't it? When you
Oh,
go.
are you talking about
take a
the
look.
banner?
It's a-
Why don't we just walk down the hall?
Yeah, if we could do that, I think you'd understand. We're gonna go, we gotta,
Okay.
okay, you can put us back. Any more discussion?
well, I move we put a bulletin board similar to the ones that are down the hall. And funds come out of an extension budget, I guess.
I would suggest that the motion include indication that the bulletin board be on the wall facing, on the right-hand side of the wall as you're facing their door,
Yeah.
and the two pictures that exist there be centered, and that bulletin board be centered on that part of the wall, and the pictures be centered underneath the clock on the opposite wall, and include those requirements in the motion.
Okay, you want to restate your motion?
You got that?
No,
See? There you go. All right, we're gonna put the bulletin board on the right side of the door as you're facing the extension, centered on that wall. The two pictures that are there will move down to the, underneath the clock on that wall,
Next to senior services.
next to senior services.
okay,
And that the bulletin board be of a size and type acceptable to the building and grounds, or the maintenance department.
Right.
Those three qualifications, and it's a motion to recommend to the board to approve that.
got it. I will just clean it up a bit, but
Yeah.
I will second that. Vote,
All those in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we move on.
Board approval to do the work, or can I do it at my
Mhm.
convenience?
It really does require
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
final
wait
board approval.
till
Okay.
mid-November. If it goes that far. I mean, first it has to go through executive and then,
Yeah,
Everything, I'll wait there from.
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah,
so.
nothing happens
All
fast.
right, let's move on to number 2. Is there any general discussion or expectations?
I mean, we'd be looking at things that you, as a committee, would like to have information about, or make a decision, or a recommendation, anything at all would be, some of the things as you see in the minutes that were, the minutes that were approved, some of the things the types of things that you considered, some of the things that may have gone to this committee this year actually went just directly to the board,
Right.
and you consider them by the board as a whole. I'm not aware of any pending issues where they might need to be considered. One thing that Dwayne and I have talked about is the trees are starting to encroach on the flagpoles
Yes.
out here, and there also been some suggestions on some discussion of which flags should be flown and when and things like that, and that would be something that I think you would have jurisdiction to consider under building and grounds. The real, as I think I've told you in the past at regular board meetings, the problem is the way that your committee rules work and the board rules is very cumbersome. What's supposed to happen is there's supposed to be a request by the board itself, the full board, to refer something to you for a recommendation. So it bounces back and forth twice, which in some respects is, I think, a very cumbersome process that you're going to have to decide whether or not, as a full board, you want to continue with that. But beyond that, I don't see that there'd be any problem with you providing a list of things that you want the full board to refer back to you for considering. That would be an appropriate means. I wouldn't circumvent the rules at all, because you'd still get a bounce back from the full committee or the full board saying, yeah, we do want you to make a recommendation on that.
But like the trees, does that really even have to, isn't that just general maintenance?
It would be.
In the past, the policy has been to go to the Buildings and Grounds Committee. Like if I was to cut down a tree down by the veterans or on the road or bushes, it went to the Buildings and Grounds Committee and then I got approved.
Yeah.
I could see cutting down maybe a tree, but I mean, if you're just talking trimming, I mean, that should be just weekly.
That's something that where I'd have to get a company to come in with a boom truck.
Oh, okay.
Because I can only take.
Okay, it's nothing that your crew can do.
Now I have to get a boom truck to get up.
Okay.
And yeah,
For those.
Okay, so there's a cost.
Yeah, if we had a number of those that we wanted to take care of, we'd do them all at once perhaps, but that's just one, that's the only one that came to mind that Dwayne and I have been talking about. Most of the other stuff is really just routine.
Routine maintenance, when I do stuff around, the bushes down by the veterans, I trim them and clean them up, that's just routine. But where I have to bring in machinery and there's a cost, then it would go through.
Yeah. I mean, would it help if, I know you're busy, but if I just spend some time with you and we ride around and you make a list of what you think maybe,
Sure.
you know, and we can go from there?
Absolutely.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
If you both have the time, that would be a great idea.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want for us, or?
As far as the building, I think the roof was the only, but I think that's, we have to go up to 3 bids on the roof.
Yes. At least 3 proposals, unless they're over 20,000. We need to get, at least solicit 3 proposals.
Yeah, and Story gave me another price, I think, saying I just want from the spring, 5196.
Okay.
I noticed yesterday in our budget, down in the break room, does that just talk about a weight room or exercise room or?
That was one of the proposals. We did take that off the.
It's off.
It's
Yeah.
off.
Okay, all right.
But that is something, again, we could continue the discussion, and if that were the case, that would come here for decision.
Okay.
Yeah, at least it would come here, initiated here.
So, and Tanya, you're happy with what we proposed then? Okay. All right. Okay, any other discussion, Mark?
No, just meetings as needed then.
I think so. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to call a regular scheduled meeting unless we have business for you to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, okay.
Any public comment?
Come on, Laura.
All right, motion to adjourn.
It's done.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, never vote on that.
Okay, thanks, everybody, appreciate it.